Overlord, produced by J.J. Abrams, is a new 2018 war movie that is sort of a bit different than your average war film. And I'm going to get into those reasons why. If you don't know what happens about halfway through to this movie, then don't watch the rest of this video. And if you've seen it, or you sort of know, maybe if you've seen the trailers, then enjoy the review. So, overall, Overlord, I actually really enjoyed it. I think this is a really good movie. I really liked a lot of the things. Starting off, the war aspect comes in straight at the opening scene with this incredible plane sequence, so well shot. The colours, the use of direction is so well done here. You just tense throughout the entire sequence. The action sequences are thrilling. And you're really put in the same position as our characters. The first times our characters experience things, we're experiencing for the same time as well. And it makes all the scenes just that much more thrilling and exciting, even though the characters do lack in development, which is one of my biggest issues, which I'll get into later on in the video. But I do feel that the war aspect was handled really, really well. And for the first hour of this movie, it was a really sophisticated and really well-made war film, until something sort of happens, and this movie turns into something insane, which in some cases worked, in some cases didn't. This movie is pretty much like a Nazi zombie film, and I had no idea that that was going to be it. I just thought it was a war film. I thought the image of the dude with the half face, I thought that was just like a guy that got shot in the face or something, but no, it's a zombie film. And as soon as they came in, to be honest, I was a bit unsure. It sort of took me out of that great war aspect, but the more time it took, the more thrills, the more excitement, the more horror we got. I was loving this movie, and I was just like, yes, this is really good. I'm glad it wasn't in the entire film, because we got to see a big mesh of war and these absurdities. So we got really to get into the world and get into the characters first, and it really made us feel like this world is real. And so as soon as the zombie stuff starts happening, it sort of becomes more believable, even though it's sort of a shock when it first happens. And I really like that for the movie. In terms of the character development, it is very weak. You can it's very predictable knowing what's going to happen and how characters are going to get out, which characters are going to survive. They use certain character types to pull you into the movie. I did quite like the main character, though. I think he had a lot to him, and we sort of riding on his shoulders for the entire film, because we're always put in his position, and I really like that. Again, the movie was constant thrills and excitement. I was constantly wondering what would happen next, how they were going to get out of this situation, and it was really thrilling, and some moments were actually really scary as well. The zombie stuff is great, the action sequences are immensely well filmed, so well shot, look really good. And this movie is just overall a really fun movie. Yes, it does sort of feel like two different movies meshed together, but I do like those movies meshed together. This movie has a lot of really good sequences, and as a war film, this is great. If you're definitely a fan of realistic war films, besides the zombie element, I think half of this movie you're going to love. And if you're a fan of this horrific zombie thing put into a war aspect, I think you're going to have a good time with this movie. There's nothing really else I have to say with this film, because it has a lot of good elements, and overall I do think it is a very good movie, but I didn't enjoy myself fluently. Like, the pacing can be a bit off sometimes. There can be some moments that I feel are unnecessary, and some moments I think are just used as plot devices to move characters along, or they'll kill someone off just for a plot device, and, you know, cliche stuff like that. But even some of this stuff is cliche. This movie takes a unique concept and does it well, which is what I liked about it. So overall, Overlord is definitely a good movie. Overall, I'm going to be giving Overlord a B+. On the entertainment scale, I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. A pretty solid movie. If you haven't seen it, I recommend checking it out. Of course, thanks for watching. Goodbye.